All right, and welcome back to Ask Nolan. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to talk about question number 14 from this Geometry Unit 3 test. All right, they give us a diagram here, and in the instructions and directions here, it says the diagram shows transversals W and V intersecting parallel lines X and Y, where X is perpendicular to V. Use the given angle measure, 124 degrees, to determine the angle measures of the numbered angles. Now, what I usually like to do is just put all the angle measures in there, and then we can go back and match everything up. So, first, it may help to just identify, to redraw part of the diagram for yourself. And then that's going to help us label certain things. So this is Y, this is X, and then I'm just going to put W here. There's W. Now, they told us right here that this was 124 degrees. So the first thing I can do is put 100, and I'm going to do my circles, okay? If I do my circles in the highlighting, right, I'd highlight this, would highlight that, would highlight this, and we're going to highlight that. So what that tells me is that all the ones that are yellow are 124. So I can put 124 degrees here, 124 degrees here, and 124 degrees there. If I want to find the white spaces or the empty spaces, I just do 180 minus 124. That's going to give me 56 degrees. So I know all these other spaces, these empty spaces, are 56 degrees. So let's label those on the diagram here. Once again, this is 124. This is 124. This is 56. This is 56. This is 124. This is 56. And this is 56. All right. Now, with that part out the way, they also told us some important information up here. It says that line X is perpendicular to line V. Well, if line X, perpendicular means that when X and V intersect, they create right angles. Okay, and in this case, it's going to be 4. Now, what's also true is that if line X is parallel to line Y, then that means that line Y is also perpendicular with line V, which means that there are 4 right angles down here, which means that angle 4 is a 90-degree angle. So I can just put 90 degrees right there. Now, with that being said, now we need to go ahead and figure out this little triangle here. I'm going to highlight it in yellow. This triangle right here. I'm going to redraw that over here on my diagram right here. And what's unique about this triangle, it's a right triangle because it has a 90-degree angle. And we know that this is 56 degrees. Well, the triangle sum theorem says that all the angles inside of a triangle must add to equal 180. So if I want to find this missing angle right here, this corner, I'm going to add 90 and 56. And then whatever that is, we're going to subtract it from 180. So that's 6. That makes 14. So that's 146 degrees. And then we're going to do 180 minus 146, which is, that's a 4. That's going to be 34 degrees. So I know that this angle here is, angle 5 is 34 degrees. Now, if I want to find angle 6 and angle 5 are supplementary, or excuse me, a linear pair more specifically. Linear pair means that they both add to equal 180. So if I want to find angle 6, I would just do 180 minus 34. And 180 minus 34, if you look over here, I should already know what 180 minus 34 is. It's 146. Oops, that looks like a 9. Let's make it look like a 4. So now we know that angles angle 6 is 146 degrees. And angle 6 and angle 7 are vertical angles, so angle 7 is also 146 degrees. So now that we've done all that work, I can just go ahead and take a look at these answer choices and figure out which ones are correct. Angle 1 is 124. Yes, that is. We have that in the diagram. So that's one of the correct answers. That's right here. Angle 1, 124. Angle 2, 46. Angle 2 is actually 56, so we know that B is not correct. Angle 4. Angle 4 is right here. Angle 4 is 90, and that's what C says, so C is a correct answer. Angle 5. Angle 5 is right here in our diagram. Angle 5 is 34, and answer choice D also says that angle 5 is 34, so that's correct. Angle 6. We have angle 6 as 146. Answer choice E says angle 6 is 124. We know that to be incorrect. And angle 7 is right here. We have it labeled as 146, and F says that angle F is 146. So we know all of our correct answers are A, C, D, and F. Have a great day.